Grab your Ashley 2 dolls.
These are not dolls, Jim.
And contain your excitement because we have an all-new season of Black Mirror. In this video we'll be looking at Season 5's Episode 3, Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2, which is the origin story for Hannah Montana. Not really, thank God. So get ready as we'll be taking a deep dive into the ending, and if you want to skip ahead just to the Easter eggs, I posted a timestamp in the description below. To better understand the ending, we have to rewind to the beginning. Unlike traditional Black Mirror stories which tend to follow one character, this episode follows three. It's so important the name of the episode is literally named after those three characters. Now you might think that Rachel is the main character here. After all, we start on her, spend most of the beginning with her, and the narrative is largely pushed forward by her obsession with the Ashley doll. But I'll go over in a bit why I think that's not the case. Rachel is starting at a new school and doesn't have a lot of friends. She's lonely not just because of her lack of friends, but she's lost her mother too. She lacks confidence, and when someone asks her whether she's going to sign up for the talent show, she says no. But Rachel's defining feature is her obsession with pop star Ashley O, a woman who seemingly has the perfect superstar life, and in Rachel's mind is something she wants to become. She practices her dance moves, listens to all her songs, and asks her dad, who doesn't even know it's her birthday coming up, to get her an Ashley 2 doll. And part of the reason Rachel loves Ashley so much is her positive message and outlook on life. Her lyrics are upbeat and empowering, saying things like, "You're on a roll and you're gonna get what you deserve." As Ashley says in her interview,
"Yeah, it's really important for people to feel like they're in control of their own destiny. And, that means having the confidence to be who you want to be."
The irony here is that Ashley herself isn't in control of her destiny. She's trapped in this fake world, pretending to be something she isn't. She lives in a glass house, just like one of Kevin's mice, and is controlled by her domineering manager/aunt, Catherine. If that isn't clear enough, she composes her own music, writing, "See the animal in the cage you've built." While talking to the janitor at Rachel's high school, Kevin explains the inhumanity of poison mousetraps and how they kill these creatures slowly. Ashley's poison is her medication from her aunt, which slowly eats away at her too. She yearns to be free, which is best personified when she stares longingly at the rock and roll venue. Like Rachel, Ashley has no friends. They are oddly both similar and dissimilar at the same time. But back to the mice analogy, it doesn't stop at Ashley. Both Rachel and Jack feel trapped too. Rachel is trapped in a new school, unable to make friends, while Jack is trapped in the past, unable to get over the death of her mother, and unable to muster the courage to play her guitar for others. As Rachel says,
"It's true, ever since she died, all you do is mope around with that stupid guitar, which you're probably no good at because you're too scared to play in front of anyone."
It's here that I think Jack shifts as the real protagonist of this story. You see, Rachel wants to have friends and to be able to muster the courage to perform at her talent show. She achieves both of these about halfway through the episode, although not in the way we'd expect. She fails miserably at the talent show and her only friend becomes a robot. Not to mention that Rachel is fairly passive in this story. Things happen to her instead of her making things happen. Her character, when compared with Jack and Ashley, changes the least by the end of the episode. But let's look at Jack's arc. Jack wants to get over the death of her mother and to find her own place in the world. She even reads Jim Dodge's Stone Junction, which is a coming-of-age tale in which the protagonist tries to find his place in the world. But the whole getting over the death of her mother is personified through her gaining the courage to play her guitar at the end of the episode. Not only that, but the irony of her playing alongside the woman she made fun of her sister for adoring is not lost on us. But Jack is more of a protagonist simply because she propels the story forward with her actions. For example, she hides the Ashley doll, steals her dad's van, and smashes Dr. Monk in the back of the head with a tray. Jack hides her grief in music, rock and roll, septum piercings, and dark clothes, a contrast to Rachel, who prefers light, upbeat pop with empowering messages. At the end of the episode, her journey has brought her on stage with Ashley, and she is finally playing, moving on with her life. But it's Ashley's character who goes through the most visible arc. She's a woman who, quote, feels like she's wearing someone else's skin, trapped in a version of herself which isn't who she is. In fact, the part of her that her aunt likes, the one that's great at doing press junkets and interviews, constitutes only 4% of her brain. Which leads us to the main part of this story, the rise of Ashley Eternal. When Catherine learns she can no longer control Ashley, she takes matters into her own hands, and she has several motivations for doing so. One, Ashley hasn't written an album in a while, and the stuff she's been coming out with lately is drivel. L, as she says to her colleagues she's Ashley O, not Leonard Cohen. 2, they need a way to recoup their losses from the Ashley 2 dolls, and the perfect way for that is a new album. 3, Catherine feels like she's owed this. She took Ashley in when her parents died and feels responsible for Ashley's success. In her mind, she molded Ashley into the success she is today. So when Ashley tells her aunt that she's breaking her contract, she takes drastic measures and poisons her own niece to put her in a medically induced coma. This way they can access the creative part of her brain and, using some new software, continue to compose her music. Remember that Ashley gets her song ideas from her dreams, so if they can access that, they're in business. But there's just one problem. They can compose, but they no longer have Ashley's physical form. Introducing Ashley Eternal, a breakthrough hologram technology which would allow for simultaneous concerts around the globe. And did I mention scalability? It's only when the doll overhears a news broadcast involving Ashley's coma does it go haywire and malfunction. The girls take it to their father's lab hoping to fix it, but instead unlock its entire memory. Apparently, every Ashley 2 doll was instilled with the entirety of Ashley's personality, but were given what's called a limiter. The limiter would only allow the perky, fun Ashley image that fans know while suppressing everything else. But now that it's been removed, the Ashley 2 doll tells them the truth, that there was no way her coma was caused by an allergic reaction to shellfish. So the girls do the only logical thing and steal their dad's truck to break into Ashley's house and find proof that her aunt is responsible. Apparently Ashley's laptop has a backup of her diary and will contain this proof. But as we'll find out later, this isn't the case. Ashley 2 isn't here to get proof of anything. She's here to put an end to her own suffering, and ends up pulling the life support plug on her own body. Now this is interesting because it's almost as if you were to pull the plug on yourself. It's Ashley's own consciousness in that doll. As she tells Rachel about her decision,
Rachel, listen, I know me, okay? And I know I wouldn't want to exist even 10 minutes in that state.
But things aren't always what they seem in Black Mirror. Ashley wakes up seemingly from the dead and scares the crap out of Rachel and Jack. She wasn't on life support. She was being medically sedated in order for Catherine to exploit her. They escape from Dr. Monk and speed off to confront Catherine at her investors meeting where she's unveiling Ashley Eternal. Here we can see some of the features, which include extended and enhanced physical life, the ability to perform in harsh environments like the moon, and the ability to control its consciousness. Gone will be the days of performers getting sick. An AI infused with the artist can manifest itself in hologram form and perform anywhere around the globe and beyond. All that's needed is a dude in a motion capture suit and you're good to go. Oh, and costume changes are real easy. And the girls come in like a wrecking ball, totally crashing the investor meeting. Here Catherine knows the gig is up.
Oh,
We also get this little post-credit sequence showing Ashley embracing her true self performing alongside Jack at the club she longingly stared at the beginning of the episode. She's no longer trapped, floating freely above the crowd. We also get Kevin trying to sell his shitty rat contraption, and the two girls who were seen crying over Ashley's allergic reaction who aren't too thrilled about Ashley's new look. And that's the point. This story is about being yourself, not what others want you to be. Now for a little bit of fun, let's go over this episode's Easter eggs. Over a telecast, the report exclaims that Ashley was rushed to St. Juniper's Hospital, a nod to Season 3's San Junipero, which is also shown in Bandersnatch as St. Juniper's medical practice. San Junipero also deals with the idea of having consciousness transferred through technology. And St. Juniper's is also where Peter Dawson worked in Season 4's Black Museum episode. On the newscast, we get several fun bits of Easter eggs in the ticker below, like narrative creator still missing, which is likely a nod to game designer Colin Rittman, who goes missing in Bandersnatch. Although the timelines don't quite match up with that since that was set in the 80s, so it could be his daughter who took over his legacy. And guess what the name of Rachel's high school is? Rittman High. The song Ashley O sings, On a Roll, is a rewrite of the Nine Inch Nails song Head Like a Hole, which Trent Reznor gave his blessing for Black Mirror to do. Gervin Records is named after story editor David Gervin, and the director Ann Sawitsky is the actual director of the entire episode. Continuing with Nine Inch Nails, the song Ashley sings on her own here is the song Right Where It Belongs. Now I'd love to play a clip of that, but that's just a trip to Demonetized City. During the newscast, we find out the network is USN, which is likely the American spin-off spin-off of the British version we've seen in Black Mirror, UKN. And on the ticker below, we get more Easter eggs like architect arrested on multiple murder charges, a reference to Mia Nolan's character in Season 4's Crocodile. There's also Saitu Gemoshare's Jump on Striking Vipers release, which is a reference to Episode 2, which I haven't seen yet, guys, but I know Striking Vipers is the name of that episode. And then there's Museum Owner's Body Found in Smoking Ruins, which of course is a reference to Rollo Haynes, who died when his museum was burned in Season 4. Can't forget Tusk the Rapper from Season 3's Hated in the Nation, who was a target of the hashtag Death2 campaign. And get your cosplay ready because we have Sea of Tranquility, which was the name of the movie the cosplayers were going to on the bus Lacey hops in Season 3's Nosedive. That's it for this Black Mirror ending explained in Easter eggs. If you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a video for each episode this season, so stay tuned. And if you like, you can follow me on Twitter at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.